Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out a game called Wooden Floor by developer Phoenix93. This is a preview version, or final demo, I guess is another way of putting it, version of a game that's going to be coming out in, I believe it's May 2014. It's a first-person horror game where essentially all the rooms are going to be changing around in sort of a labyrinthian configuration as you move from one room to the next. Closing a door might end up creating a new space that you weren't in before. So I think that's kind of an interesting premise, and I feel like I haven't done a whole lot of horror games recently, and I know that's a thing that on occasion people do seem to enjoy when I do. And I like to cover pretty much every genre that I can find, with a couple of exceptions, so, you know, why not? Let's take a look. I haven't done any blind games in a while either. For the most part, for whatever reason, I've been sort of transitioning into playing about, 10 to 15 minutes of the game now instead of just going in completely blind. Not sure which I'm preferring necessarily in terms of coverage. I guess they both have their ups and downs. And in this case, I think for a horror game, probably makes sense to do it completely blind. But, hopefully the music quality is representative of the sound levels later on. Otherwise, I'm going to be very upset that I chose to do things this way. So let's get started, play the game. I'm going to press 1 here and enter the cupboard, I suppose. I'm not sure exactly what the framing is of this game, other than we're just in a house. Like, I'm not sure what the horror element is. Well, I guess it's pretty horrifying to think that you're in a house that never ends in every direction, that keeps spreading out. But let's have a look around, shall we? So we seem to have a kettle sitting on a stove. I mean, it looks like the tea is done and turned into poison, maybe. So maybe, don't want to drink that. Seems to be a bottle on the floor. Kind of nondescript bottle at that. I'm not really sure what that's from. And we've got some cloth physics, perhaps. Can I interact? Can't really tell if that's me interacting with it. I'm pretty sure UDK has some built-in cloth physics, perhaps. But this might just be scripted anyway. Not that that matters. Let's look outside. We do have a rain shader going on the outside area, and doesn't seem like there's a whole lot else going on outside. It's just maybe another cabin or something over on the other side there. What about from this direction? There's a little plant pot. Well, I want to look out the window, but the cloth keeps getting in the way. Alright, forget it. Let's just look in the cupboard. What do we have in here? A bucket. Giving me some Amnesia vibes, I suppose. Buckets and cupboards were very popular in the Amnesia days for whatever reason. Oh, we can open this as well. I do like when they give you the ability to interact with all kinds of parts of the environment, including things that are sort of silly and pointless. I just feel like it gives the environment a little bit more depth. It's like a memento mori. I think that's what we call it when there's a skull in the painting. Oh, we've got a key. It's a strange key. It looks like it was literally stamped out of a piece of metal. But I did pick it up, and the piece of paper next to it, I can't do anything with that. I figured that would be a great spot to have some framing story elements, but no, I guess not. And there's no shelf underneath it or drawer underneath it. It doesn't seem to open. So we just got out of bed. Things are weird. We've got a key. Anything over on this table? Oh, picked up some kind of journal, I guess. Press E to... oh, manipulate. Okay, well, I figured that out already. Can't pick up this. I guess we'll just leave the... oh, I did pick that up. I didn't even realize. So this does have some more interactivity to it. I can pick up and throw things. Excellent. Alright, now we're going to actually leave the room. So I guess the key was to leave my own room. I'm not sure who locks themselves into a room like that, or what the advantages of such a thing might be. But let's see if this is true to form. Close the door, open it again. And, well, I guess this room being that it's sort of a pretty important room in the scheme of things probably doesn't change a whole lot. Oh, this is quite a creepy painting. What is this? I feel like I've seen this before. This is probably taken from an old classical painting, but I can't remember what artist did it. As if that is even true. It may not be, I suppose. And if that's the case, then my apologies. Very cool artwork. Someone else made it, but I'm pretty sure that is an old piece of work. I can't seem to pick that book up. Yeah, I guess if you're going to put stuff in drawers, like, you got to make sure that it doesn't just keep opening and closing the drawer. But, that's just one of those things. Creepy man in the darkness looking at me. Another stove. I guess all of the heat sources seem to produce some kind of poison out of the top of them. I know it's just smoke, but, like, why is it green like that? Maybe we're arguing it's the lighting effect coming out of the oven. Kind of wished I could open that and put some logs in it. It's like, nobody's done Fireplace Simulator 2014 yet, right? There may be more behind a shut door than just another wooden floor. Alright. I guess that kind of reinforces the theme of wooden floors that runs through. Does not move. Alright, well, at least you're going to tell me about it instead of pretend that I just can't interact with it for some reason. I always like consistency. Like, if you're going to set up a framework or some kind of rule about how your game world works, you should make sure that things seem to follow those rules. Because I've seen things be inconsistent, like, literally in the first 5 minutes of a game, and that just sort of frustrates me. I understand you don't want to give the player free access to do everything all the time in every case, because, well, that just adds too many variables sometimes. But a lot of the times, it is kind of nice to have a feeling of self that allows you to, you know, carry on doing what you're doing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are all works that I've seen before, and works that I really love, too. Man, I can't believe I can't remember the painters. Oh, well. I'm sure it'll show up in the comments. Save me looking through my old art history books or something. Please visit me again. Alright, so this is where we're going to learn about this theme, then. Oh! I can use that book. I thought I picked it up. Where is it? Oh, I guess it flew away. Too bad. I guess we'll close the door and open it and see what happens. I would have kind of preferred if they didn't tutorialize that element, like if it just happened naturally. Also, I'm not sure if it's procedural or what. Like, maybe there's a chance that this is all scripted, and every time you walk through something... Wow, that's kind of cool. Every time you walk through a door and close it and open it again, maybe things will be the same because you're on one set path. That's probably more likely, in fact. But things aren't going to be all that confusing. Yeah, alright, so that's clearly what was going on with that. And now if we open it again, is it going to toggle back? Yeah. Toggle back, youngin'. So let's go exploring in here. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a key out of it. And I guess this answers my question. The rooms are not actually randomized. Is this a default UDK texture? I feel like I've seen this one before. Maybe several of them even are. I'm not sure. The game is not... Oh, holy crap. What is going on over here? That piece of jiggling wood down here just scared me. I thought there was some kind of monster involved with it, but no, it was just having a weird physics moment. Few things scare me more than confusing physics. If Goat Simulator is any indication, the fact that your goat can, like, have its head and tongue and jaws bug out like that, I think that certainly does more work to creep me out than, like, a lot of things that you could do in a horror game. I feel like the sense of lighting in this game is a little bit flat. Maybe it's still being worked on, and well, it's a demo, so yeah, it is still being worked on, but maybe the lighting is still being perfected. But I feel like the contrast is not quite up as high as I'd prefer, and pardon me for walking back and forth a bunch of times. I know that frustrates people, but sometimes I'm buying time to talk about something when I do that, and it's just sort of a way that I've come up with to deal with having more to say than I have time to show, because usually then if I proceed forward, then there's going to be a whole new thing going on, and then I got to talk about that. So it's my way of, like, freeze-framing the action of whatever's going on. Alright, so what's this note about? You sometimes feel like going the wrong way. Do I sometimes feel like going the wrong way, or do I sometimes feel like I am going the wrong way? It feels like maybe that's what they meant to say. Oh, it's this painting again. Just saw that in the other room. Alright, so I guess we are going the wrong way. Let's, what if we closed... Wait. This is new. Alright, cool. I was just about to close this door and open it again and see if this was a different thing. It's funny, sometimes when I walk through environments like this, if they're trying to purposely confuse me or misdirect me, I get so involved in talking about the game that I almost, like, lose my ability to naturally map out the space, which is the thing that you're kind of always doing when you're playing video games, especially... Oh, chair fell from the ceiling. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, especially when you're doing a first-person game that is heavily reliant on your ability to manipulate and see what's going on around you. I think it's definitely a problem at times, but hopefully you guys understand that, yeah, I'm a little distracted. This is a cool room. I kind of like the fact that they flipped it over. I hope we can do more things like that in the future. Now, what if I close this and open it again? Are we going to get a new environment again? I'm guessing probably not, but I may as well look. Nope. Oh, this is where I can test the cloth physics. No, I guess not. Darn. Unless that... Was that jiggling before I ran into it? Yeah, it looks like it's probably just doing that on a script. Alright, up we go. It's definitely giving me some Amnesia vibes still. I mean, I know that we kind of went there before. And that's kind of a go-to element. Oh, our screen stretched out there. I guess that was supposed to... Oh. Oh my goodness, there's weird eyes in the darkness. That That's a thing that freaks me out. That's one of my phobias. So not having known... Oh, okay. We were supposed to walk up to it. I thought maybe he wanted us to run away. Yeah, I have a pretty good handle on not being scared of things. Like, when it comes to video games especially, I really don't have too many things that are like, oh my god, I gotta run away from this. And I certainly don't flip out. I can generally manage my feelings. And if anything, if I get actually legit scared, I may either stutter, which I actually did, I think, a minute ago, or I'll just get quiet. You know, I don't really do the whole, you know, like I said already, flip out or freak out thing. But in this case, those eyes in the darkness, they do a little bit of that for me. They make me a little panicky, especially because, well, you have no idea what it even is. You don't understand the framework of what exactly is the problem right now. There's just some eyes. Like, okay, something's watching me. I don't know if it's, well, we're going to assume it's probably bad because not really a lot of good things hide in darkness with glowing eyes. So I have another key. Now I need to figure out how to make it used for a thing. I guess we'll close this again. Oh, it doesn't let me anymore. Alright, so I guess we've reached the point in the game where if I were to try and mess with the environment, I would be breaking the script, so I'm not allowed to do that. The key was probably to, like, the door that was right upstairs or something. Or maybe... Wait, there wasn't another door in here, right? I kept thinking for some reason that... Oh, wait, maybe this does close and open again and become the passageway back out from Narnia, or wherever we are. Or the Doctor Who Christmas special, where we walk into a present. No? Okay, that's not happening. Wish I could take one of these chairs with me, use it to, like, wedge up against evil beings, or prop open or close a door. You never know when that could come in handy. I'm sort of sorely lacking or missing... Oh, it's probably this door on the left here. I just didn't try it. Missing... No, it does not move. A run key would be nice. I do definitely enjoy those. Did I really... Oh, okay. I thought I just took the key and then didn't open the door directly next to it. What on earth is that? What is happening in this room? Somebody got fancy with the scripting. Oh, okay. We were doing, like, poltergeisty stuff, I guess. I was hoping on the back of the paintings there would be, like, a portal to another dimension or something, but I guess that's not going to be the case. Oh, they turn into books. Do I like your books? They're alright. Do you ever hide yourself in a wardrobe? No, I really don't, honestly. Even in Amnesia, I don't really do that, but I guess I will now. No. Okay, I can't really interact with this door once it's opened, right? Oh. Okay, well, I don't actually close the door. It just decides that I closed the door. Now that one does not move. So how are we doing so far? Let's do a quick summary of how I'm feeling about this game. Well, I've played a lot of horror games. I'm generally not impressed by a lot of them. I'm not going to say that this one is, like, top 10 ever played or anything like that, but it's certainly better than a lot. If only for the fact that it has a decent sense of ambience. What just happened over there? Was that, like, red eyes in the window? Because, like, now they're actually designing things that I've actually said in public are my phobias. So, that's interesting. Locked, you need a key. That time it tells me about the key. Alright, so if this window is going to actually... Oh, okay, it was a book, I guess, dropping down. Can I see anything else out here? It's an interesting space that we're looking at. Okay, if those were red eyes, though, like, that would have done me in. I would have had to probably finish up at this point and move on. Who's putting these burlap strips over the paintings? What's the point of that? Is it supposed to be canvas? It doesn't quite look like canvas to me. Anyway, so that door's locked. This one on the right is open. I wish there's a little bit more room to explore, but I guess at the same time you kind of can't let the player have that much freedom, considering you got to run a kind of a tight script in horror games. People don't really consider this, I guess, a lot of the time. But it's just to keep the player on the edge of their seat, to keep things exciting. You've got to very tightly control what they have access to see and not see. And, oh, I can grab books now, and there's probably a key back there, I'm going to guess. Alright, well, the books are tripping me up. Throw that away, please. What is back there? Did I get... Oh, I must have grabbed the key by accident. So I guess we'll just leave the room and try that out on the door across the hallway. Scary encounter. Scary encounter. It's like looking both ways before crossing the road. Really thought that... Oh. Okay. It does open. And inside that room is pitch blackness. I'm expecting scary things. There we go. Oh, are we doing like an Alice Madness Returns moment where the worlds fracture apart and we're going to do a little bit of platforming, it looks like. Now let's see if this is going to keep rotating back and forth. Pretty much should. Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, God, wow. That was ridiculous. For some reason, when I went to go do the jump, my character just started strafing. I probably just waited on that button a little too long. This is not something I necessarily expected, but I kind of like it. We don't see too much, like, really esoteric stuff in a lot of these horror games. Usually they kind of stick with this, you're grounded in reality, but, like, flimsy reality. This is like we're actually going off into another world. Oh, I guess I was supposed to jump on top of that. Whatever that was, the chest or something. You want to come on back. It's very dark. I can't really see where that thing went, but I'm going to assume it's going to, at some point, loop back around. Otherwise, I'm going to be very upset standing on this little plank in the middle of the air forever. And my apologies if this is extra dark. I'm going to try and probably edit this in post. Oh, please tell me I landed on it. Nope, I didn't. I fell off, and then it just locked my mouse for some reason. I don't know what that was about. Well, I'm certainly no stranger to doing first-person platforming segments, so this is not a big deal. I just, for some reason, when I jumped off of this, I guess the bounding box around it was a little larger than I expected. What is this plank doing? Am I falling down? Okay, well, I guess it's just hovering up and down a little bit. Alright, this time I'm going to jump straight up, and that'll work much better. So we'll ride this. We'll ride the lightning over to this very disorienting area. I guess we're going to be jumping over this table next. Gotta really line up your jumps and think about them a little bit. Really? You want me to jump over chairs? They're very precarious little jumps. And I probably don't have a lot of time to go over these, but I did it anyway. Hooray! That was surprisingly difficult, but interesting. By surprisingly difficult, I mean not actually that difficult. It just doesn't seem like the thing I'm used to seeing. Alright, this is a little Silent Hill, actually, that we're going now, just falling into a hole in the ground. They're very big on that. If you haven't played a lot of Silent Hill games for some reason, that seems to be a very common trait amongst things. Alright, so we've fallen down. We're now in another room. Things are getting a little bit more dark and creepy. Take my candle with you. Oh, I'd love to. Is this going to give me lighting? Kind of. That's that painting again. Well, you've pretty much got me set up here for all the scares you want, if you really do want to go there. Dark hallway, spider webs. Okay. Oh, that's fine. That's disappointing. I was just getting into it. So thanks for playing the demo end here. The full game will be available in 2014 on Destro. Stay tuned. Well, that's fair enough. I did enjoy it. As we got towards the end-ish part of it, I certainly seemed to get a little bit more interested. I mean, the fact that we got to do a weird platforming sequence out of nowhere struck me as kind of cool. So, yeah, a wooden floor seems like a thing that I could potentially get into. I'm going to be probably keeping my eyes open for this when it does release in a little while, and like it said on Desera. For now, this demo is downloadable for free if you want. I'm going to have a link to the IndieDB. I almost said IMDb. The Indie IMDb. I guess it's kind of the same thing in a way. So go ahead and download it if you want to experience this yourself, or perhaps get your own reactions on the game. Hopefully, if you did want to do that, you didn't watch this whole thing, but too little too late, I suppose, at this point. But instead of wandering around this room for a while and not really saying anything too important or substantive, I will just say thank you so much for watching, as always, for your continued support on the series. If you're still into the series, please do consider leaving a like and or subscribing to the channel, because that helps me continue to grow and do good things and enjoy life to the fullest and continue to finance my actual life and all that. But yeah, anyway, I do appreciate that you're here, and, you know, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Check out the game in the description, check out my websites and all that, and I will see you again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, so if you like it, come on back. More episodes all the time. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.